Tangela too. And our host, Vincent Van Dahl. And he brings it to ya! Creature features, and all creatures, and all creatures. And the creature gonna get you tonight. You better not turn out your bedroom light. He'll grab your head and give it such a bite. You may even die, just from a fright. You ain't nothing gonna be, baby. You ain't nothing gonna be alright. 'Cause the creature gonna get you, baby. Don't get you tonight.
Space, the final frontier. These are the voyages of the Starship Enterprise. And with those infamous words began one of the most acclaimed programs in television history. Welcome to Creature Features. I'm your host, Vincent. With me are my dutiful butler, Mr. Livingston. And over here we have the fantastically frightening and fairly ferocious flibbity-gibbet, Tangela. And have we an absolutely brilliant show for you tonight. First up, we'll be joined by the eponymous starship captain who portrayed the adventurous Captain Kirk on Star Trek, the one and only William Shatner. He'll tell us about his days filming in outer space.
No, he won't.
What?
He cancelled 15 minutes ago.
Oh, nonsense.
He became wise to your deception. Once he realized that he was not actually appearing on the Joe Rogan show, he booked the first flight back to Los Angeles.
Oh, bugger. Well, it almost worked.
He also asked me to deliver this message. Nice try, Van Dahl. I wouldn't do your show if you paid me $1 million gazillion. Go get a life, you F-word, S-word, B-word.
Well, that approach certainly didn't work. Next time I'll claim I'm the booking agent from the Ellen DeGeneres show.
He also adds, and your music still sucks.
Such an angry bloke. In any case, we'll still have Shatner on the show tonight because we'll be showing one of his films from after his stint on Star Trek, the wonderful Horror at 37,000 Feet. This star-studded gem from 1973 also stars Chuck Connors, Tammy Grimes, Roy Thinnis, Paul Winfield, as well as Buddy Ebsen and Russell Johnson, the latter being my favorite as he portrayed the professor on Gilligan's Island. So just sit right back and you hear a tale of a fateful trip that started from a large airport aboard this tiny 747 jumbo jet. The mate was a mighty pilot man, the captain brave and I received little respect in this household. Don't go away, because it's going to be another night of Shatnerless avionic fright right here on Creature Features. Stay tuned.
Portions of Creature Features are brought to you by the Winchester Mystery House in San Jose, California. Explore the mystery at winchestermysteryhouse.com.
It's that night of the week, Creature Feature Night. Welcome. Thank you for coming. We appreciate you watching our show. You know why? Because if they did not watch it, there'd be no reason for us to make it, right?
That's a thought.
That's right. So we've got a fun night tonight. It's only half as fun as what I had planned. We were going to get Shatner on the show, and something went awry.
Well, if you wouldn't lie to the guests all the time.
Well, you know, sometimes that's the only way to get somebody of the caliber of Shatner.
Perhaps I should do the booking.
Maybe.
Against my better judgment.
No, because the clam farmer from Jenna. That's the kind of guest you're going to get me, is people who grow mollusks.
Local color.
Well, this is a national show. People don't want to know about local seafood sources.
Very well.
Anyways, fun night tonight. The movie Horror at 37,000 feet. Oh, you know, I'm going to get tired of saying that, so I'm going to say Horror at 37K. You know, maybe we should translate it to metric, and then it'll be a more palatable number.
Interesting.
Maybe not. And we're going to watch that. Our guest tonight is a woman named Tangela, and she's going to sit here and play with her puppets or do other naughty things. Hopefully not.
Dangerous things.
Dangerous she is. But it's family night, you know. What can we do? The guest canceled, and, you know, I'm stuck with these two. Maybe we'll bring Andrew out, too, and we'll do some mail. We'll do some extra mail tonight, right?
Perhaps.
Right, extra mail. So it's going to be a fun night. So you're going to enjoy this film. I'm going to enjoy you enjoying this film, and Livingston is going to have none of it. So you guys stay there. Let's start the film, and we'll see you on the other side of the commercial. Don't go away.
Attention please. AOA Flight 19X London to New York will be slightly delayed. Passengers are advised to check in baggage and await further announcements. Attention s'il vous plaît. Vol AOA numéro 19X à destination de New York sera retardé de quelques minutes. Les passagers sont avisés d'enregistrer leurs bagages et d'attendre notre prochain avis.
Oh, come on, dude. There's no mystery about it. It's a Selson motor, not a human female. I'll pull it, check it, and see what's wrong. It's an instrument. It won't lie to you.
AOA Flight 19X for New York is now open for boarding at Gate 12. Please have boarding passes and all travel documents ready for passport control.
All right, Mr. Holcomb. You're all set to go, sir. You'll be departing from Lounge 4.
Thank you. Flight 19X. What's this X rating, partner?
Spot of luck for you, sir, actually. It's an extra flight. You'll have the bird practically to yourself this trip.
Yep, I surely would like that. Let me help you with that, ma'am.
No, thank you. I can manage. Hello, I'm Sheila O'Neill. Has my husband checked in yet?
That he has, Mrs. O'Neill. He just went to the cargo office.
Oh, fine. Half a sec while I get my passport out.
We'll take care of that for you, sir. Not to worry. Thank you.
That's a lot of fuel for such a light passenger list. Are we expecting a hurricane?
You're pretty heavy on cargo. What's your manifest?
Architectural features, 11,000 pounds. What the devil could that be?
In this case, part of an abbey.
What?
I kid you not. The guy shipping it told me. Name's O'Neill. In fact, he's aboard your flight. It's a chapel room from some old English abbey. Even an altar. And he's going to set it up in a place he's building on Long Island.
Final call for AOA Flight 19X to New York, boarding at Gate 12.
About it now.
Attention s'il vous plaît. Dernier appel du vol AOA numéro 19X pour New York.
Now you're sure? You're sure I'm on the extra flight, the cargo flight?
It's all taken care of, Mrs. Pinder.
Thank you.
Mrs. Pinder, would you please leave the dog here?
Damon, he's coming with me.
In the hold, madam. Now, don't worry. It's very comfy down there, and he'll enjoy it.
But you have very few passengers on this flight. Please, can't he come with me?
Regulations, madam.
You understand, don't you, Damon? I have to. But I'll hold you personally responsible for his safety.
Yes.
Oh, Mr. O'Neill, your wife went on ahead. She should be on board by now.
Good. Now, that lady who was just here, is she on our flight?
Mrs. Pinder?
Yes.
Yes. Do you know her?
Yes, unfortunately.
passengers.
And 9 stewardesses?
No, just the 2 of us. Come on up front, hon. Jenkins says they all go first cabin, okay?
But what happened? I don't know. AOA control, 19er X-ray. Say, what is with the weather?
No change, 19er. Surface wind northeast, 6 knots.
Are you kidding? We've just been hit in the face by some of the North Pole.
Say again, 19er.
Thank you, 19er.
I think we just had a lesson in the famous not-to-be-believed English summer weather.
Attention, please. Final call for
Oh, I'm sorry, sir.
It's quite all right.
Good heavens. That's flight 19X. That's boarding right now, sir.
Yes, it would be, wouldn't it?
Achtung bitte. Letzter Aufruf für AUA 95X nach New York. Einsteigen durch Außen.
Howdy, gals.
Hello. You're in the front section. I left your bag up there.
Oh, there. You by yourself?
Go with Mom.
Come on, I'll take you to seat.
Good evening.
Anywhere in the front section, please?
Okay.
Good evening. That's in the back section.
Seatbelts, no smoking flight attendants.
Check, check, check.
You just made it.
Yes, of course.
Oh, any seat. Just any seat back there.
Thank you very much.
Here. Oh, okay. Got it? Uh-huh.
Let's get the show on the road.
Place the mask over your face and breathe normally until you are advised it is not necessary. Now, in accordance with federal safety regulations, the cabin stewardess will demonstrate the use of the life jackets, which are located under the seats.
V1. Rotate. V2 plus 10.
AOA 19er X-ray. You're cleared to New York via Shatner direct. Then J3, Bravo route. Climb and maintain flight level 370. Squawk code 2100. Departure frequency will be 124.1. Over.
Roger, AOA
19X3 is clear to New York via Sandwich Direct. J3, Bravo.
Route maintain flight level 370, squawk 2100, departure 124.1.
Roger, 19X3. Clearance correct. Have a nice trip.
Portions of this program are brought to you by Micromat, making products that keep your Macintosh running at its best.
Welcome back, my friends, to the show that never ends. We are watching the horror at 37K feet. No, I like this film. You know why? Because there's only 10 passengers on the plane. No, you know, I purposely only book late night, what do they call them, red eyes?
Red eyes.
So that, you know, I've got room to spread out and sleep.
When they find out you're on the board, they cancel.
You know, I honestly have not flown since the Concorde discontinued flights.
Yeah.
That was the only way to go between the UK and the US is on the Concorde. It only took like 2 hours.
3.
No, I asked them to drive faster. So we would get there in 2. And then New York, it took longer to get from New York to California. Can you believe that? It's terrible. Anyways, we were supposed to have Shatner on tonight. He couldn't make it for some reason.
He canceled.
But, you know, Tangelo was not too disappointed by this. What, you don't like Shatner?
She likes Chekhov.
Chekhov. Why, because he's Russian?
She likes the accent.
No. Well, she should learn to speak Russian. Well, you know, she won't speak on the show. Maybe she'll speak in Russian on the show. No? You could learn the Russian national anthem. He goes, Soyezne Rashimi Respublik Svobodny Splatila. You know, you need to know the Soviet national anthem if you ever go to Russia. It'll get you out of trouble. All right, I'm being silly. Anyways, we're going to get back to this film. A couple of things to watch for in this film tonight. Shatner does this thing where he looks out the window like he did in the Twilight Zone episode. Watch for that. I think it's like an Easter egg thing, right?
I rather doubt that.
No, it's like an homage to the Twilight Zone. Right, no, for sure. And there's another part. What's the other part that he does?
He's dead, Jim.
Oh, that's right. Somebody says to him, he's dead, Jim. So, you know, I think the people who made this film like Star Trek and the Twilight Zone. And other
Curious.
things. Right. All right. Anyways, we got to get back to the film. And when we come back, we're going to do letters, right?
Indeed.
All right. Off we go. See you soon. Bye.
You know, I think maybe I'm going to put some black stone on the floor here around the altar.
Very nice if you're planning to use it for a bar.
That's a little nasty, isn't it, dear?
Yes, I suppose it is. I guess I'm just bloody tired of the whole business.
It's your ancestral chapel we're riding on, darling. Over $100 a mile.
You can afford it, Alan.
It's fortunate I can afford to save something ancient and beautiful when your family estates are becoming condominiums and parking lots.
Well, maybe that isn't all bad.
You really want to quarrel, don't you?
I'm sorry. I guess I'm just a little edgy tonight. Here you go.
Oh, thank you kindly.
Say, haven't I heard of you somewhere, Mr. Holcomb?
Gee, honey, my business manager would be disappointed if you hadn't. I've been starring in the Western in Italy. My last one, Rimrock, made 15 mil.
No, I think I must have confused you with someone else.
Mr. O'Neill, I thought it only fair to warn you that I'm on board.
Miss Pinder, I thought we had all this out in English court.
And I came prepared to try it again in an American court. Mrs. O'Neill, I cannot believe that you would acquiesce in the uprooting of these priceless relics.
Please, leave me out of it.
Sacrilege. Sacrilege.
I hardly regard it as that.
You really don't know what's down in that hole, do you?
I'm sorry, Mrs. Pinder, but this forward section is reserved for first-class passengers.
You'll regret it. That's all I'm going to say.
I'm sorry, Miss Carney.
Sorry.
I'd hoped that part of it was over.
There's a cause for every crank these days. But if I'm going to be attacked by a lady crusader, I need a drink. Come on.
Thanks, I'll stay here.
You know, you're really a barrel of laughs tonight.
I imagine you'll find somebody in the bar who is. Alan, I'm sorry.
Paul, why don't you cool it, huh? Okay, I don't care.
You know, this sounds a little off.
Naturally. Closer to heaven, the more discordant.
Oh, man, why don't you just put me on your back and walk us across the water?
There was a time. Now I'd sink.
Sir, you know that's against the rules?
I'll tell you something. I'm bored with rules.
Everything okay, Mom?
Well, my little girl's just a teeny bit nervous. But I'm sure once she's asleep...
It's okay, honey. I'll tell the captain. No more bumps tonight.
What do you see, Frank?
Clear all round, negative on buildup. Beats me what that one could have been.
Seatbelts, Captain?
Now save them. They pay to walk around this flying hotel. Let's let them live a little. Cornwall 26. It's 3 minutes late. Must be a headwind building they didn't tell us about.
Something wrong, ma'am?
It's just this gadget.
Likely just the phones. Let's try some others.
Oh, no, please don't.
My
Bob.
pleasure. My name's Steve. Believe yours is Sheila. Am I right?
Yes, but...
Well, excuse me, Sheila. Let's get this out of the way here. Now, I'll put these in. Here we go. Right as rain. If that ain't Dave Brubeck, I'll buy you a drink. Hey, that ain't Brubeck. Doggone if I don't owe you a drink.
I'll think about it, Pard. Maybe later.
You got a deal.
How does it read on your side? miles from Cornwall Center at 2.4. Correction. On mine now at 2.5.
Well, same here, so I guess they must be working all right. Airspeed, I read 630.
Ditto.
Gyros check fine. So what do you make it?
Impossible. From that last VOR, we're covering ground about like a lady bicycle rider. We must be bucking a headwind of 620 miles an hour.
There's no such wind. That's right, there's no such wind. So what are we doing right smack in it? Cornwall Center AOA 19er X-ray had assigned altitude 370. We got a small problem.
Roger, AOA 19er X-ray. We see it. Thought we'd fouled up here on your position.
We haven't changed position in 10 minutes. Problem seems to be a jet stream. Dead on, like at 600 plus.
600, come again. We show winds aloft your vicinity westerly at 70 knots.
Cornwall Center, I'm going to maintain my heading for 2 minutes more. Not out of it then, request clearance for 180 back to London. Put that in the works, huh?
Let me ask you something. Do you think we should let our first-class tourist upstairs?
I don't know. I've got one who's packing a flask.
Oh, no. Karate time. The air feels funny tonight. Feels very funny.
Hey, lay off that, will you? You know how I hate flying.
Coming up 2 minutes. Mark.
Cornwall Center 19er X-ray. How am I for that turn?
You are cleared, 19er.
Thank you, Cornwall. Starting 180 turn in 1 minute.
Here you are, Mr. Farley.
You're the fellow that booked this flight, huh?
No, just a cargo hold.
Must have cost you plenty. They charge by the pound for this kind of freight?
I don't remember. My people set it up.
If you have to ask, we can't afford it, right? Glenn Farley.
Alan O'Neill.
We never met, but I know you. You gave me a bid on a hotel I built down in Orlando. You were too high on that. I didn't hire you. That's how I made $7 million in the last 3 years. And I'll tell you, I'd know how much this airplane was costing me to the cent.
Well, I'm an architect, not a businessman.
You're telling me. The stuff you're shipping, I heard the woman downstairs giving it to you. What is it, part of a church?
Yeah, the remains of an old abbey. It's been in my wife's family for centuries. We met a little resistance when we took it.
Gotta pay you to haul it away.
Portions of Creature Features are brought to you by the Winchester Mystery House in San Jose, California. Explore the mystery at winchestermysteryhouse.com.
I think you're actually beginning to enjoy this film.
I don't see how.
Well, you're not grumbling like you normally do during our films.
Well, it's only half bad, really.
Welcome back to the show. We are still watching Horror at 37,000 feet. You know, I'm going to get tired of saying this. I'm just going to say horror in an airplane. When I say horror in an airplane, it means horror at 37,000 feet. So I don't have to say it anymore, right?
Sounds like Snakes on a Plane.
Snakes on a Plane. No, we couldn't get that film. You know why? Because what's his head would get mad at us.
And how?
Yes, indeed. All right, so we're going to do some letters. How does that sound to you? It sounds wonderful to me, so let's do it. Mr. Livingston, whatever you have for me.
From Scott.
Scott. He does not say from where. All right. Scott says, hello, Vincent, Livingston, and Tangela from Iowa. Love the show. The only thing I don't like is all the people writing and complaining about the movies. I'm with you on that, Scott. Why not host a short horror movie competition where viewers can submit their own cinematic efforts? Make the naysayers put up or shut up. Just an idea. Love you guys. Keep up the good work. Scott, that's a wonderful idea, Scott. You know, I don't know what we'd get. I bet we'd get some form of pornography if we put that out. And then, you know, we'd have to go through all that, and her innocent little eyes could not see any of this. So it could be problematic, but, you know, I know where you're going with this idea, Scott, and it's a wonderful idea. We would have to make up rules. No naughtiness, right?
Right.
All right. Well, think about it, Scott. Thank you for writing. Iowa. What do they do in Iowa? You know, planes crash in Iowa. All the time. There's always a plane crash in Iowa.
Really?
Yeah. No, they have the cornfields. They land, hoping that the corn will make the landing softer. I don't know. Scott knows. All right. This next note is from Ed Wathen in Idaho Falls, Idaho. You know, with the fact that it's in Idaho, why don't they just call it Falls? Do they really have to say Idaho Falls? If you're in Idaho, you just have Falls. Just an idea. Tell your governor I suggested this. Dear Vincent, Tangela, and Mr. Livingston, I found your show on YouTube, and as a fan of old horror and sci-fi movies myself, I instantly fell in love with your show. I remember watching creature features as a young boy in Mobile, Alabama back in the 70s. The Universal monsters are my favorites, but I do enjoy all the campy movies of the 50s, 60s, and 70s. There was a creature features in Mobile, Alabama. That's a new one to me. I know they've been all over the place, but it's the first time I've heard of one in Mobile, Alabama. Maybe they were watching our former incarnation retransmitted. He's no help to me on this. All right, he goes on. Some people I would love to see as guests on your show are Gilbert Gottfried. He's an expert on old horror movies. I didn't know that. Anyone from the MST3K crew, and Brandon Tanold. He too is an expert in cult movies. You know, I'm starting to think that Ed is implying that we are not experts on old movies. Yeah,
are we?
We've got some good people behind the camera that knows these things, but I see where you're going. That's fine. All right. Please let Tangela know that I am her biggest fan. And I wish that she would do a movie poster so I would have something to fanboy over. But I guess Instagram will have to do. Tell Mr. Livingston that a smile once in a while never hurts. That's a smile for him. And you, Mr. Vincent, simply rock. Well, you rock too, Ed. And we'll look about getting Gilbert Gottfried. I think he'd be hilarious, don't you?
He's quite funny.
He is.
And loud.
And he makes you laugh.
On
Sometimes.
occasion.
He never laughs. All right, next note is from Bob Hildebrand in San Rafael. That's close to us. No, it's San Rafael, New Mexico. There's 2 San Rafaels. I never knew this. All right, Bob goes, new viewer, message. I just recently came across your show and I love it. Great job, you guys. Love to Tangela. Well, we love you too, Bob, and San Rafael, New Mexico. You know, I bet that they watched, like, Breaking Bad be filmed.
It's a saint.
It was filmed in New Mexico.
A lot of towns are named after saints.
Oh, is that it? San means saint?
Mm-hmm.
They forgot the T and the I. What is this? Oh, tonight, Goulardi. So here's a picture of Goulardi. I'm going to put that up for a moment here. And this is from Wei Wei. Really? That's a real person's name? Wei Wei?
Yes.
Okay. Hi, Wei Wei. Hi, Bodega Bay people. I'm a fan, 100%. Me, being an old dude of 70 years, grew up watching most of what you do, but I was living in Ohio being entertained by Goulardi, Shock Theater at WJW-TV Channel 8. For me, Creature Features is nostalgic and magically reminds me of a time lost when kids would gather around the home TV set, pop popcorn, just fun with your family. Shock Theater, like Creature Features, produced sleepovers with cousins, pillow fights, and fun trying to scare each other. Like to see you get Them, 1957, and some John Carpenter movies if possible. Congratulations being a well-matched crew. Well, thank you, Wei. You know, this whole thing with sleepovers and popcorn. You know, I wonder if there's children doing that with our show.
Perhaps.
No, that would be fun. So if you're out there watching our show and you're having a sleepover and you're making popcorn, I hope you're having fun. You know, I never did that as a child.
How unfortunate.
I missed out on my childhood. Anyways, that's it for letters?
That's it.
That is it for letters. If you would like to send us a letter of your own by email, that was all email tonight, right?
Yes.
By email, send it to the address you see appearing here, or if you'd like to send it in the post, send it to the address you see right here. We will be not back soon with Shatner, but we will be back with perhaps Andrew shortly. But first, let's get back to horror in an airplane movie. Don't go away.
Hold your hats and watch the miles go by. We've got a 600-plus tailwind now. Let's see, we ought to knock off a ground mile in about 3 seconds. We're not moving. We've got a 600-mile tailwind and we're not moving. Cornwall Center, AOA 19er X-ray. Confirmed squawk setting at Alpha 2100.
We have your blimp 19er. What the devil are you doing up there, flying in circles? Your position unchanged.
Cornwall Center, standby, 19er.
What's up?
We're caught in a wind like none there ever was. We've done a full turnaround and it's still smacking our teeth somehow. Cornwall Center, AOA 19er X-ray. We'd like a right turn to 090 and permission to descend to 260.
That's funny. The lights aren't moving.
What?
Peculiar, ugly illusion, motionless, suspended. I run, but get nowhere. Did you know this happens to be the summer solstice? Midsummer's Eve?
Is that good or bad?
It depends. If you're a witch, it's a night for bonfires, incantation.
Sounds like fun.
Beautiful moon tonight, huh?
That's the 5th turn I counted. What's going on?
Well, I don't think there's any problem.
I fly my own plane, sweetheart. A custom jet. They keep changing altitude and power set. Now be a good girl and go find out what's happening.
Tell me, are you a very good architect, Mr. O'Neill?
I'm a very successful architect.
Is that the same thing?
I used to think so. You tell me now. Are you a very good model?
How did you know I was a model?
That's an easy one. The way you dressed, choice of drinks, magazine, the whole package.
Touché.
What's going on in here? Anything we should know? Look, and don't panic. We've just got a little bit of a problem. Like what? It seems as if we're caught up in this crazy kind of a jet stream. It's as if we're hung up here on a hook. What does that mean? Look, we'll talk later. You were right, Mr. Farley. There is a slight problem, but nothing we can't handle. I'll let you know as soon as I can.
Well, I'm not going to try and figure it out. It can happen, but it has. The wind or whatever it is affecting this plane only. Just us.
I don't get it.
It's like being in a whirlpool. We can't move in any direction. 6 hours and 20 minutes of fuel left. We're burning it up. Let's reduce to 200. We're not going anyplace anyhow. Let Margot know what's happening and tell her to break out more drinks for the passengers. All they want.
Okay.
She's sick. She was pale and trembling.
I'll get a cold cloth.
Excuse me, please. I'm a medical doctor, doctor in color.
Ore igne sancti spiritus cassita non cavita spiritum palibeth.
Latin, is it not?
Yes, yes.
Is it serious?
No, merely an hysterical episode of some sort. Perhaps what would help her most is some food. Or am I speaking only of myself?
Oh, my, you're right. We really are running behind. Is it all right that I go?
Yes, of course. I should like the lady's husband present when she returns to consciousness. If you'd be so kind as to look after her.
Yes, of course.
Yes.
She's a beautiful woman, isn't she? Or are you just working on a get-well prayer pole?
I was just thinking I might become a doctor.
Why?
Why not? I can be anything I want now. And they have such a power over women. It's that paternal thing. Except doctors are free to use it. Anya, what's the matter? You don't look well yourself.
I'm just sick from watching you bleed.
What happened to me? Oh, what did I do?
Nothing, you just fainted, that's all. There's a doctor on board. He says you're all right. There's nothing serious.
I'm sorry to be such a bloody nuisance.
Not at all. Gives me something else to do besides get drunk. I'm Paul Kovalik.
Thank you, Mr. Kovalik. I'm grateful. Has anyone told my husband?
Yes, the doctor went for him. Did you know that you were speaking Latin?
That's impossible. I've never studied Latin. Sorry to spoil your good time.
Oh, come on. Get off it, will you? I've never known you to faint from lack of attention.
I've never fainted, period.
Sir, if I were you, I should not leave her alone tonight.
I don't intend to. Not that it's any of your concern.
Alan, please.
Excuse me. I presumed.
This portion of Creature Features is brought to you by CreatureFeatureStore.com, the official merchandiser of Creature Feature accessories.
Welcome back to Creature Features. We are watching the horror at 11.2 kilometers with William Shatner. It should have been William Shatner, but no, instead I have Andrew. How are you, sir?
Good.
What do you think of the film?
Not bad. Not bad. Better than some of the other ones.
Well, it's in color. That's
That
why
helps.
you like it. No, it's in color, which, you know, viewers of the show know I prefer color films over black and white. And, you know, I understand the whole classic, black and white, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, I can see color still, and I want to see color films. It's a small request on my part. So, this film, doesn't the small girl with the doll remind you of you know who?
Just a wee bit.
Just a wee bit? You know, I wonder if she has the same attitude.
God, I hope not.
Yeah, no, it wouldn't be nice. All right, so anyway, Shatner didn't make it, and Andrew's sitting in with us, for us, because we don't have a guest, and Livingston had something to do, and she's tired of sitting in the red chair. So you got stuck there. So how you been?
Good.
Everything well?
For the most part.
For the most part, all right. You know, I wanted to chat with you about toilets.
Okay.
Specifically the one in the 3rd floor hallway.
Okay.
Why is it not functional? Well, no, I know she probably had something to do with breaking it, but why have you not repaired it?
Do you know how hard it is to get parts for a Victorian toilet?
Well, I suppose there's other Victorian homes you could purchase one from. You know, perhaps like a used garage sale. A rummage sale.
I'll check into that.
No, a rummage sale. Or is it a rummage sale?
Rummage.
Rummage. So perhaps you could rummage around for some Victorian toilet parts. Or maybe we should put one of those new electronic Japanese units in there. You know, the kind with the buttons.
Okay.
Could you do that? Do you have the skills?
I think so. I wonder how long that would last with...
Ooh, what is she doing? Is she putting things down the toilet?
She'd turn it into a bomb.
She's what?
She would turn it into a bomb.
You know, I'm going to send her to finishing school. And then I think her explosive days will be over. We'll see.
I won't hold my breath.
All right, so we're going to get back to this film, but when we come back, Andrew's going to tell us all about sinks and how to fix them. Okay. Specifically the one on the 2nd floor bathroom. All right, don't go away. We'll be right back. See you soon.
You heard it, I tell you. Someone cried for help.
It's Margot.
Oh, here, let me at that thing, miss.
Here, try this.
Oh, thanks.
I'll give you an assist here. Okay, Doc.
There's an emergency door on top. Can you get it open?
Yeah, sure enough.
Thank God.
Woo-wee, it's cold down there. Come on up. Come on up, honey.
Give me a hand, yeah?
We got trouble.
There you are. Easy does it. There.
Are you all right? Oh, you're freezing. I know. There's really nothing to worry about, folks. It's just your run-of-the-mill airplane elevator accident. Blowout in the cargo hold.
Blowout?
It's freezing, and there's a wind.
Hold it. Negative on that. What? Negative.
I tell you, there's ice down there. I saw it. There's a wind howling.
No way, baby. We did have a blowout. You'd know it in 0 flat.
Then where did the ice come from? The wind? Are you saying it came from inside the plane? But I heard something, and then the elevator went out and...
Go down and take a look. I'll be right there. Honey, you pull yourself together. I'm gonna need you. Sheila. My turn to say sorry. Come on, honey. What is it? What's the matter?
Helen, I'm frightened. I think I may be... I keep hearing strange things. Voices. Some kind of chanting I can't understand. And then... they call to me, sometimes over and over.
You've been under a lot of stress. It's my fault, I guess.
You do believe me, don't you? I mean, you don't think I'm ill.
I don't know what to think.
Howdy, Captain. What's up? Not leaving us, are you?
Yeah, we're gonna take a bus and leave the driving to you. Mr. O'Neill? Yes. You don't have anything in that shipment of yours we don't know about, do you? What do you mean? Well, I don't know yet. You don't have anything live? Of course not. Why? Just curious about a little problem we have down there. Sorry.
Captain, is there anything wrong?
No, miss. Nothing serious.
Captain, if you're going below, would you be kind enough to speak to my dog? His name is Damon. You know how to reassure him?
Of course.
Well, Jim? All right, I've got it open.
Try this again. Watch your head. Look at this. Something like moss on the bulkhead. Hey. He's frozen.
Ernie! Get out! Get out! Jim! Somebody, help. Help me. Help! Help me.
Word. Stewardess. My arm.
Get his coat off.
It's cold. It's cold. Shut the door.
Mom! What happened?
Jim. He's dead.
The flight engineer. He says he's dead. How did it happen?
He's frozen. The wind is... A flight deck. I've got to get into the flight deck. Help me. Steady on.
Please don't mention anything that's happened. We must avoid a panic.
What happened? The flight engineer has been killed.
Jim's dead.
What?
Something in the cargo hold killed him. We don't know what.
Is the captain gonna be okay?
As far as his physical wound is concerned, yes. As for the rest, I'm not sure.
Hello, this is Jeff calling from Sunnyvale, California. I watch your program every week on the YouTube stream online, and I'm in the chat under the handle Crusader. I have no idea how in the world your program has been able to last as long as it has, but I'm glad it's still around and keep these terrible movies coming. Bye.
This is Livingston, and you're watching Creature Features. Not now. Stay tuned.
Welcome back to Creature Features. We are still watching the horror at 7.1 miles up in the sky. No, our cameraman did the calculations. He figured it out, so I don't have to say 37,000 feet 10,000 times again. So the film, you like this film, right?
I like the film.
You know, I noticed that the thing about the ghost thing is in the back of the plane. You know, I notice on flights that all the bad people go to the back of the plane. And you know why? Because they think it's safer back there if the plane crashes. It's a true story. And I hear a plane right now.
There are a few in our neighborhood.
It's ominous. All right, so anyways, how you doing, Mr. Livingston?
Quite well, thank you.
All's well. You know, I was talking to Andrew about the toilet on the 3rd floor.
So have I.
Well, you know, he's trying. I mean, he gets an A for effort, right?
I have to order parts from England, I believe.
No, well, we should order them FedEx on an airplane. You know, and if we order enough, we could book half the plane with Victorian toilet parts.
Oh dear.
Right, like the bloke did in this movie to move this big altar thing. No, I think it's a brilliant idea. No?
Or we can install modern toilets.
You know, I mentioned that we could do one of those Japanese bidet-style ones.
Ah.
No?
There are Victorian bidets.
It's the 3rd floor. She's the only one who uses the 3rd floor toilet. I don't go up there, do you?
No.
She'll turn it into a bomb.
A bomb. You know,
all electronic stuff.
No. Those toilets, they have plugs. You have to plug. You have to have electricity to use one of those toilets. I don't know why. It's strange but true. All right. So how's buttling going?
We buttle along.
Buttle along. You know, I have to apologize. I have absolutely nothing to discuss without a guest here. You know, instead of Shatner, I have these two. So we just get to talk about household issues. What about this one? Have you seen her running about?
Oh, you mean the lady in blue?
The lady in blue.
Not lately.
Not lately. Neither have I. I think she's upset that we brought the psychic on. I could be wrong. Anyways, if you missed last week's show, it was the 50th anniversary of the show.
Indeed.
And now we have not been doing the show for 50 years. However, Bob Wilkins started it 50 years ago, and then George Stanley took over, and then we took over. And I'm wondering, are you ready for another 50 years?
No.
Why not?
He's not an optimist. He's the other thing.
Pessimist?
Stick in the mud.
The stick in the mud.
Stick in the mud.
All right. Well, we're going to get back to this film, and the stick in the mud will be joining us. So when we come back, I don't know, Tangelo will probably have something to say. So don't you dare go away. Bye.
Remember who signed your checks.
There's something going on. I want to know what.
That elevator still stuck?
It's the flight engineer. He's dead.
What?
Something awful's happened back there.
Oh, here, try this.
Uh-oh. Look at that.
What is it?
Mr. Farley. Mr. Farley, you can't come
Where's
in
the
here.
nearest field that'll handle this baby? You gotta get us down and quit.
Won't permit.
Don't play games with me, honey. Regulations don't count now. Your flight engineer is dead, your captain's hurt, and there's something happening to this airplane. I want to know what you're doing about it. What's the matter with you? Some kind of a blowout in the hole? You're doing nothing about it.
There's no blowout. It would show on my instruments.
I don't give a damn about your instruments. Do something!
You're the one who's gonna do something, Farley. Get out of here. Now. Doc, what's happened to me? What is sometimes known as shock. You call this shock? That is somewhat more difficult. Your arm has been frozen to the point of being burned. Can you understand that? I mean, wait, suppose the instruments were wrong. I mean, if there was a blowout, the loss of oxygen, it could have caused hallucinations. Well, respectfully, Captain, your arm is not a generalized condition. It could not relate simply to the absence of oxygen. It's more specific, as though something incredibly cold had touched you there. I'll get my bag. Frank, try Cornwall. No use, the radio's out. What about the backups? They're out too.
Excuse me, what's happening back here?
You ain't heard?
Just there's a little trouble with the plane.
You do know, Mr. O'Neill. You know very well. Those things which this man has taken, removed from the soil where they have rested for thousands of years.
Oh, lady, whatever are you talking about?
They are sacred things. They have their own powers. That is what is happening to us.
Oh, come on, I'm not gonna listen to this.
Paul, do you know what she's talking about?
The Droata, Mrs. Pinder.
Of course, the Druids.
Believe it or not, here we are in the last half of the 20th century under these circumstances. And what are we worrying about? The grotesque practices of a primitive cult that was stamped out before the coming of Christ.
Not entirely, Mr. Kovalik. There are still Druids.
Oh, yes, of course there are. And there are still witches and Satanists. And those who believe that Jimson weed can make them immortal. There's never been any shortage of idiot things to believe in, nor idiots to take them up.
Stop it!
What have Druids got to do with what's going on here?
Everyone on that heath knows the legend. They've faded for hundreds of years. Inside the altar at Grove Abbey was a Druid sacrificial stone. That stone is on this plane.
Hey, lady, you trying to tell me that a piece of rock's got something to do with killing the flight engineer?
The abbey was built on the sacred grove of the Druids, a place where they committed human sacrifices to the ancient gods of darkness, cold, wind, the old ones, they call them. And every 100 years, at the summer solstice, they still...
It's Summer's Eve. Paul, you said that was tonight.
For all I know, it's Halloween.
How do you know all this stuff, anyway?
Well, if it's any of your business, I like to look at ruins. Preferably religious ruins.
Why don't you just knock it off? Confession is supposed to be good for the soul, isn't it? Paul is a priest!
Was. Very definitely was. They have enough trouble without sticking them with me.
Okay, so he struck out as a priest, so what? What's that got to do with us? With all this crazy business. This lady's talking about demons and spirits and stuff on this airplane. Well, I'd sure like to get some answers, and right quick.
Perhaps you are too eager for answers. Sometimes there are none. The only magic I know is that man can resist gravity and fly at 37,000 feet.
I hope that makes you happy. It hasn't me.
What would?
I'm going to open a bottle of it right now. It might not make me happy, but it will amuse me to think of all of you back here worrying about your lives as though they were of some importance.
He doesn't matter. We have to find out what it wants.
Now listen, whatever it is, it's back there. So let's get everybody up front away from it. Oh, miss, nobody goes back there until this whole thing is cleared up. You understand? Nobody.
Is everybody here? Where's the little girl? Come on, honey, we have to move. Come on.
My baby.
Look, I'll get everything. You run up front now, okay?
Guests of the show stay at Hotel E on Courthouse Square in Santa Rosa. Portions of this program are brought to you by Micromat, making products that keep your Macintosh running at its best. You know full well that Mr. Van Dahl does not appreciate you opening the mail without him.
Down right here. Watch your head. Someone get us the blankets. It's very nearly frozen.
It's all right, sweetheart. It's all right. Come on over here with me. Come on. It's all right.
The plane's breaking up. There's a crack.
No structural break. It's inside the plane.
I understand we're stuck up here. You ought to demand your money back.
I wish I could find something funny in all this.
Stick around. Maybe you will.
Are you beyond fear, or are you just drunk?
Both. But if I were you, I'd worry more about your fellow passengers than whatever it is you brought on board.
Come on.
Oh.
Sheila?
No.
Sheila, what is it?
You're hearing something, aren't you?
My wife has been hearing voices, but she was treated for nervous exhaustion a few weeks ago.
What do you hear?
I don't know. Voices, they keep calling my name. It stopped.
Do you remember what you said when you fainted? Ore igne sancti spiritus.
Yes, I heard that. One of the voices. What does it mean?
Well, do you know or don't you?
It's from a black mass.
A prayer to the devil?
Or to that thing back there.
My wife is imagining things, that's all.
She's hearing voices.
Anya.
Paul says she was reciting a black mass.
Sounded like it. I was probably wrong. I was a worse scholar than I was a priest.
It was a man's voice, wasn't it?
Yes.
Do you know who that was, my dear? In 1407, Lord Compton, the owner of the land on which the abbey stood, your ancestor, was burnt at the stake for heresy and murder. He had worshipped the Druid gods, offered human sacrifices, members of your own family. And now, the old ones,
Well,
you're the one they want. You're the sacrifice they demand.
Maybe she's right. What else can it be? Everything's gone crazy. You know all about these things. You were a priest, weren't you? What can we do?
You don't want a priest, Mr. Fowler. You want a parachute.
Don't you laugh at me. You lousy drunk. What good are you anyway?
The sacrifice. The child. Where's the child?
You going crazy?
No!
No, please.
Perhaps we could offer it this.
You mean like voodoo? You want to offer the doll instead of...
My God, that's hideous.
We need to dress it.
We'll need something of Mrs. O'Neill's. You can't do this.
You stay out of it.
But I understand what's happening here. I'm the only one that does. I'm warning you, it won't work. You'll only make things worse.
It will work.
It's worth trying. Anything is. Is this yours?
Wait a minute, you leave my wife's thing.
No, Alan, don't.
You got us into this. You brought that thing aboard. Now stay out of it or you'll get hurt. I'll go on and follow you, man.
This will do. We need something more. You know. Tell us! Or are you too good, too holy for this?
Too holy. My dear Manya, you of all people should know better than that.
We need some of her hair.
No, mister.
No, Alan, let them. It doesn't matter.
Let them.
It doesn't matter.
And some of your fingernails. Annalique, hold these.
Here, take another painkiller. Might as well. No use saving him.
I know what you're thinking, but what could I do? She wouldn't let me help.
Mr. O'Neill, I would never dream of sitting in judgment on another.
It's working. It's working.
I heard them down there. Charming bunch of people.
I think that thing only wants me.
They'll believe anything now that offers them the barest hope of survival. And they'll do anything, no matter how stupid or bestial. Homo sapien in all his glory.
Do you really hate yourself that much?
I always wait for that. The defrocked priest, delight of the armchair analyst. Where did you lose your faith? I didn't. It lost me.
I'm frightened. Can you help me?
I'm sorry. I'm fresh out
Aren't you afraid?
of dying. I gave that up along with the rest of my illusions.
I don't understand you. Those are only words.
Words, yes, we talk a lot in the church. It keeps us from asking why we can't have one sign, one tiny, infinitesimal sign to sustain us in the darkness. To touch, to see.
Father.
Don't look to me. I have nothing. I've no help. Find your own way.
Look! The doll!
This is Livingston, and you're watching Creature Features. Not now. Stay tuned. This portion of Creature Features is brought to you by CreatureFeatureStore.com, the official merchandiser of Creature Feature accessories.
Welcome back to Creature Features. You have come into the show while we are watching Horror at 37,000 Feet. Shatner, as a former priest, I don't believe it. I cannot suspend my disbelief on this topic.
I agree.
No, it's weird. But remember when we did the Haunts of the Very Rich show, we had Robert Reed, Mike Brady, was the next priest as well. So I think it's, part of the Hollywood coming of age thing where, you got to play a priest or an ex-priest at some time. But what's funny about this film is it came out in 1973, right? And this is at the same time all those airport movies were coming out and the same time The Exorcist came out. So I bet the producer said, let's make a movie that's like Airport and The Exorcist at the same time. I mean, you saw the green ooze, right?
I did.
She's cleaning today, but she's cleaning the wrong things. So I still like this film though. It's a well-made film. I mean,
for television.
No, they actually used film. They didn't use videotape.
Really?
Well, they had videotape in 1973, but they used film. It's expensive to shoot on film. We don't shoot on film.
Not anymore.
It would be too... No, we never did.
Digital.
Well, of course it's digital, but we never shot on film at all. Not once.
True.
He has no appreciation for the technology. He just
I
wants
appreciate digital.
You just want the show to end.
Yes.
You got your smile, Scott. All right, well, what do you say we wrap up this film? And when we come back, we're going to find out what Mr. Livingston's doing next. That's what I always say.
I don't think it's anyone's business.
See you soon.
Really, Tangela.
It didn't work. Nothing will. You have to go down there. You have no choice.
Why? Why?
Because it's you that they want. You're afraid of them, the old ones, because you think of them as evil. But you're wrong. They're spirits of nature. The force that holds this plane is as old as the world itself. And aren't you a part of nature? You are as much from the earth as the sacred stones below. Why should you fear something that is natural and irresistible?
You hear that, Sheila? There's no problem. You're a tree, a rock. How simple it is. And those feelings you have in your gut. Love, fear, all nothing more than the stirrings of atoms and molecules.
What a pathetic excuse you are for a man. How do you set yourself above anything? You who betrayed your own pitiful faith.
Pitiful, Mrs. Pinder, and what are you selling?
Powers that are old when this universe was young. Powers that you no more can withstand than an ignorant savage.
A fire, Mrs. Pinder, is that it?
No.
The way the ancients held off the demons on Midsummer's Eve? They built a bonfire on the highest hill. We're at 20 or 30,000. That ought to be high enough. And then those poor, ignorant savages would huddle around the light and smoke and pray for the dawn. At the first shaft of sunlight, demons go back to hell, or wherever it is they come from. Yes, a fire. A fire for the burning of witches.
Fire. Will fire work?
Ask her.
You fool. You've given them hope for nothing.
We've got to make a fire.
Some sort of coma.
You can't burn the plane to save it.
Get those ventilators up.
I asked you, when is the sunrise?
3:42 out here. I wouldn't count on seeing it.
Well, maybe we could climb to meet it. Catch it early as it comes over the rim of the world.
Now, what is this rim of the world jazz? We climb, we burn more fuel.
Bernie, if there's any chance at all, we ought to try it.
Going to full power.
Come on downstairs. You've got to help.
What?
Come on.
The pillars. Get those pillows. There's more liquor upstairs. Get it. Paper. Over there.
Savages. Yes, frightened savages, waiting to be led. And they will be led into darkness or into light. Be my guest. Would that I had that strength of purpose. But I have only words, and they are far beyond that now.
That's it.
There's nothing more we can do. You want to know what's going to happen to you? Just look in there.
There's one more thing. It's down to this. One life against how many? All of us. The doll worked. The fire worked. It just wasn't enough. Get back! Get back!
The fire! The fire's going out!
You gotta go back there. You gotta do it for the rest of us. Stay out of this, pal.
Hairstyling for the show was provided by Restoration Hair in Santa Rosa. Guests of the show stay at Hotel E on Courthouse Square in Santa Rosa.
No! Please.
Professor? Mayday! Mayday! Come on, baby. Yeah.
All right, everybody. We've reached an altitude where it's safe to breathe. You can take your masks off now.
Feeling better? Hmm? Let's see. Yes, you're gonna be all right.
Alan, no.
Mrs. Pinder.
Mr. O'Neill. What happened? My dog. My beautiful dog.
I'm sorry. Cornwall Center, AOA 19er X-ray. Please give us priority clearance for emergency landing with full standby.
Roger, AOA 19er X-ray. Do you want clearance for instrument landing?
Negative, Cornwall. Negative. No instruments.
I don't understand. Why did he do it? For those people. You talked to him last. Why?
Perhaps somehow it was a final act of faith. And if there are devils, there must also be gods. I don't know. I have no thoughts.
You know, you've read so many books on witchcraft, I would think you'd be able to conjure up something by now. Who knows? Welcome back to the show. That ends Horror at 11.2 kilometers in the sky. No, you know, what a way to end a movie. Shatner died. You know, I'm kind of glad Shatner died because he stiffed us tonight. So, Shatner's dead. Oh, sorry, William. You fell out of a plane. You know, I was reading about this film, and he says that this is the best death, most extravagant death he ever had in a film.
Sad, that.
Or on television. Well, you know, in the Star Trek movie, he went into the thing. He got hit by the bridge, and not like the bridge on the Enterprise, the bridge across two rocks.
Oh, Roddy McDowell.
Right. Right. So, anyways, if Shatner had made it, he would have been telling us this story instead of Livingston. Right. But, you know, going around a plane with a torch.
Yeah, that's rather dangerous, considering the oxygen and all.
Well, you know, one would think, however, they used to allow smoking on airlines.
This is true.
No. And so I suppose a torch would be all right, but no guns. Guns are not allowed. You cannot shoot a demon. Anyways, so the demon's dead, and the film was all right. You know, it was not a bad film, despite Shatner. I mean, it had Buddy Ebsen. You know, he's Jed Clampett.
I'm not familiar with him.
She likes the Beverly Hillbillies. She likes that show. And it had the bloke from Gilligan's Island, the professor. You know, I'm surprised he did not come up with a solution, as he should have.
I don't think he was a professor on this one.
Oh, well, that would explain it. Anyways, it was a fun movie. Maybe we'll have something better next week. Maybe we won't. I don't know. We're going to try. We'll see.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, this has to be the worst guest I've ever had.
Thank you.
No, it's like talking to a beanbag or something. It's just there's no reflection. There's no back and forth. There's just back or forth, one of the two. All right, well, that's it for tonight. Mr. Livingston, what do we got going next week? New guest?
New guest, new show, same stuff.
All right, how about you, Tangelo? What are you up to next? Reading all witchcraft books. Well, I'm sorry we bored you tonight, but next week will hopefully be better. And, you know, go do something fun this weekend. Go visit family. Go to the circus. Go to the circus because, you know, the circus, they have animals and acts and things to do. There's jugglers.
Modern circus doesn't have animals anymore.
Well, they have jugglers, right?
Yes.
Go see the jugglers. All right, that's it for us this week. We will see you next week, and have a good night. So, Livingston, now that we've got a new year, maybe we can upgrade our guests and our movie selection.
You, sir, are delusional.